What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. In this video, we're going to talk a little bit about Draftkings, and we're going to talk about Palantir as well. Got a little bit of news coming out with both those companies. But before we hop into that, we ask you guys hit that sub button. We're trying to grow to 2,000 subs by the end of the month. We're almost at like 1,300 subs out right now. So if you guys can help us with that, it's the best way to support the channel. Hit that sub button. Also, link in the description for the Patreon if you guys want to jump over to our private Discord we got going over there. Got over 100 members in there right now. Everybody talks pre-morning, after hours, talk, you know, anything stock related, we all talk about it. Honestly, I love the community over there that we got going. But if you guys are interested in that, again, Patreon is in the description. But without further ado, let's give some razzle dazzle and hop into it. So let's start off the video with some Palantir news. So Palantir has been the big talk of Wall Street Bets. It's been the big talk of all over ARK Invest. Like, I've seen this all over Yahoo Finance. I've just seen ARK Invest or Palantir everywhere, man. So they just announced that they are doing a partnership with Amazon to optimize some services for the Amazon Web Services, or AWS. They're going to basically adjust some services to make it accessible to more people, and millions of the existing customers that they already have. So that is huge news, because I know Palantir is also working with 3M and IBM and the government, and they've got lots of these contracts. Big names. Yep. Massive names. But yeah, so basically both IBM and Amazon, 3M, they're all optimizing the Palantir's platform that they developed. So that is, I think that's massive news coming out of Palantir there. ARK Invest is another big thing coming in. They are extremely bullish.
Yeah, they're loading up, man.
Palantir. Oh, massively. They're loading up massive amounts of stocks. Over the last several weeks, they've loaded up over 10 million shares of Palantir. You know, with it being dirt cheap, absolutely dirt cheap. You know, Kathy Wood's definitely going to soak up all those stocks, or, you know, all those shares as much as she can. So if we look over at Fintel, let me pull this up right here. Look at all these people just buying, man. Just straight up just buying. I mean, these aren't very much, obviously. A couple people selling just a little bit, but as we could push down here, you know, 2 million shares, like just an absolute,
and a lot of new positions, which is good.
Right.
All these green lines are the companies that are buying for the first time, so that is good as well.
Right. There's a lot of investors on the market that are kind of like sketchy with Palantir, because some people think that it's like a bubble, you know, when it gets up to the 30s and 40s, that there's like nothing to base it on. You know, the sales and revenue and stuff weren't supporting it. And to me, honestly, like, clearly people see things in Palantir. I do. I think this company's undervalued. You know, the amount of partnerships that they're working with. If any other company was getting these kind of partnerships, they would be blown up. Right. Like blown up huge. And then with ARK Invest dumping millions into Palantir, man, this is what I see things. Yep. You know, they see things. Somebody knows something. So I'm definitely holding on to this. Kathy Woods even came out in a statement. She says, and I'll even quote this word for word. She says, "I believe Palantir could be a triple-digit stock in the future, as their current growth was impressive, and these new partnerships could accelerate their revenue growth." Yep. So clearly she sees this being a triple-digit stock.
Yeah, I mean,
you know,
the more big dogs you have jumping on board, it's just going to be more and more attractive for other big corporations to jump into, because, you know, I mean, it only makes sense. So
right. And currently the stock's sitting just under $25, you know, a share, and it's made its way. I think the highest was all the way up to like $45. Yeah, all the way up to $45. So I think this definitely has a lot of potential for growth. And with these big partnerships, I think that's, you know, pushing that way. Let us know in the description what you guys think about Palantir. Do you guys have it? You guys considering it? You guys buying it? What do you guys think about it? Let us know down in the comment section below. But let's go ahead and hop over to the other one. We're going to talk about Draftkings, man.
Yeah, so Draftkings, we talked about this a couple days ago, how it's, you know, it's just an awesome stock over the last year. I think it's up over 250% now, because I think last time I talked about it, it was at like 244%. So they expect the North American online sports betting market to grow to $67 billion And a year ago, that outlook was set at 40 billion. So, you know, that's
right.
It's raised up a good amount. And that's why this stock has been kind of taking off lately. I mean, the last 3 days, it's up 15%. And, you know, that's good. Like, I think I said too in a previous video, since February 9th, which is kind of around the date a lot of these stocks started doing, you know, started pulling back, started doing the whole correction. Draftkings was one where everything else was down 20, 30, 40%, and Draftkings was down like 2.6%.
Right.
So, I mean, it's been doing good. Like I said, the last few days, it's up 15%. Today, you know, it's doing real good, up 12%. So,
right.
I mean, we said it before too, more and more states are going to start just legalizing online gambling, and, you know, it's just going to grow to just a huge thing.
Right. Yeah, and you know, with sports coming back, you know, baseball starting up, and
right.
you know, football will be in later in the summer, and then basketball will be, you know, throughout the year, and it's just huge opportunities for growth, and, you know, all the sports that are going on. So, yep. Like you said, there's really no sports. There's sports every time of the year. Like, there's always a sport going on.
Yeah.
So, you know, with more states opening up, this is always, you know, it's just fantastic news for DraftKings. If we look at the stock, like you said, with it being up 15% in the last couple of days, like, look at this thing, man. It made it all the way down to $54, and then it's just been blast off since, all the way up to 70, just over $70. Like, that's huge. On the 5th is when it was at its lowest. And what's today? Today's the 10th. 5 days ago. 5 days ago, man. This thing has just been blasting off, and just today alone is up 12.5%.
Yeah, like, while this whole correction nonsense has been going on, this has been one of the better stocks in my portfolio to help keep things green. That right. Plus like some financial stocks, but we're not talking about that right now.
Right.
But yeah, this thing it's just going to keep growing. Like I said, it's all these stocks are going to start legalizing it because they want a piece of that money. Be dumb for them not to.
Exactly.
So I see it just keep on growing.
I hope so, man. I really do. But yeah, so that's pretty much going to wrap up this video. If you guys like this kind of content, hit that like, share, notification bell, all that good stuff. Again, we're trying to hit the 2,000 subs by the end of this month. Help us with that. Again, it's the best way to help support the channel. Also, link in the description for the Patreon if you guys want to join our Discord over there with that community. We got a couple dollar slots left, so if you guys want in to get dirt cheap, get it for $1, man. Easy peasy. But yeah, that's pretty much going to wrap up this video, and we'll see you guys in the next one.